Okay, in this lesson we're going to be looking at a really slick movement over a 1-6-2 progression. So this works great for tunes like I Fall in Love Too Easily or Body and Soul, tunes that start on the 2 minor chord, right? This sets up the 2 minor 7 chord really well. And this movement that I'm going to show you is actually one that I just played on a gig a few days ago at the Michigan Jazz Festival. We were setting up I Fall in Love Too Easily, actually, and I was playing rubato for the first chorus with this trumpet player, Russ Macklem. And this is just something that happened spontaneously in the moment, and I really liked it. But you know, it's one of those things that you know, I had it down in this key, but then I tried to put it in some other keys, and I noticed I don't have this movement down in the other keys. So that's a big thing at an advanced level that fuels practice, is just experimenting like this, coming up with slick little movements, and then you know, taking your own movements and moving them in other keys, so you can really solidify your harmony. Okay, so let's look at what this movement is. Da, 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 da. So when he goes, da, that's the downbeat, E flat major 7, da, and then you're at the top. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, a lot of beautiful inner voice motion, a lot of great counterpoint going on. It's a really beautiful movement. Let's break this down though. Okay, so what is the DNA of this movement? Okay, so it's 1 bar of E flat major, 1 bar of C7, and then resolving to F minor 7, 1 bar apiece. Okay, and like I said, it's a 1-6-2 progression. So the 1 chord, you're in the key of E flat major, and then the 6th chord C7 is what takes you to resolve to F minor 7, which is the 2 minor 7. Okay, so during E flat major 7, we have the 5 in the bass. Okay, this is a really cool way to spice this up, to have, because this is just a triad, right? But to have that 5 in the bass just gives us a nice character, a different character that's really nice. And then the way I led into that E flat major triad is I did half step below, sort of like a mini suspension there. That's a cool little move. Okay, and now this is really important here. So you'll notice on the PDF I wrote connective tissue. Okay, this is one spot, beat 4 of measure 1, where I call this connective tissue, because this next move for C7 is really cool. But how do we get from here to here? Okay, so that's where this connective tissue comes into play. That right there is the connective tissue to get us from here to here. Okay, so that's the connective tissue right there, and that takes us here to C7. Okay, now during C7 I do this 5-7 sus to 5-7 flat 9 movement. So this is a C7 sus right here, right? So basically it's like I'm treating this like G minor, but with C in the bass. Okay, and then check out the inner voice motion right here. So I move my 4th down to the 3rd to become from C7 sus to C7. And same here, I move my 9 to the flat 9. And then up here, I'm keeping this ascending melodic line going. So this moves up a half step too. Okay? And that's the cool thing also about this movement, is it has a lot of great inner voice motion, but also if you look at it melodically, there's a ascending melodic line happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? So, and again, this is connective tissue right here too, because we had this great movement here. But then how do we get from that to resolving here for F minor? You could just stay on there, but what I did is to keep that quarter note motion going. Right? We kept that melodic line going up, right? So 5, flat 6, flat 7, root, and then resolving here to a really simple, pure F minor chord, okay? But what makes this chord so powerful is the lead up into it, right? That's why this can be so simple yet so effective and so strong here, okay? This is just a simple F minor chord, just a pure 1, flat 7, the third doubled twice, and then the fifth in the middle, okay? So that's the DNA of this movement right here. Now, you can break this down further, right? That may be too overwhelming to do at once, okay? So something I would suggest doing is just isolate these two movements right here. So the first one, level 1, is just isolate that first bar, right? Where it goes 5, 7 in the bass and then the 7 to 1 triad motion, okay? So where we went, right? And you don't even have to do the connective tissue, just that much alone. Right, take that through the keys, okay? So let's process this. If we did this in C major, our 5 is G, right? Now we're trying to resolve to a triad, C major triad, where the root is on top, okay? And then half step triad below that, okay? So, okay. What if we did this in F major? Okay, F major 7, look for our 5 would be C, okay? Then you want your F triad with the root on top, half step below. Okay, B flat major 7, same thing. E flat major 7. And you can go through all the keys like that. So that'd be level 1. Just isolate that one small mini movement, okay? Level 2, you can isolate just the 5-7 sus to 5-7 flat 9. Okay, take that through the keys, okay? So that's in C7. What if we go to F7? Okay, so we're looking for F7 sus, 1, 4, flat 7, 9, 5 on top. Okay, and then we have these voices move down a half step, 4 to 3, 9 to flat 9, and then this top voice goes up a half step. Okay, B flat 7. Okay. E flat 7, etc. And you can go through all 12 keys that way too. So I would suggest, you know, if you're fuzzy on that, get comfortable with that first, right? Break it down like that before you go to level 3, which is to learn the full movement. Let's try just taking this, let's try it just in the key of C. Okay, so first off, what is our 1-6-2 progression? I have it written here on the PDF for you, but you really want to be able to just process what that progression is just by yourself, right? Even without looking at the music. So in C, our 1 is C major, our 6 is A7, and that takes us to D minor, okay? So let's try this. Okay, we're starting with the 5 in the bass and then that triad motion, right? Okay, now our connective tissue right here is just, I just like to think of it as a fourth, you know, just kind of diatonically ascending. So, right, and then we have this ascending motion here. Now A7, and then the melodic line keeps going. And then a nice resolution here. Okay, that's in C. Now let's try it in F. Okay, our first motion. Now D7 to G minor. Okay, how about in B flat? Okay, look for the 5 in the bass, B flat major 7. Connective tissue. Now G7 here. Okay. And some of that, you might find that one to be a little bit low. Maybe you want to bring that up an octave. So that's something you'll also notice as you go through these. Okay, but this is really slick movement. And this will really strengthen your harmonic knowledge, and you can use this in solo piano, improv, or intros, or duo comping, which is the context that I use this in when I initially played this. So this is a really great slick movement right here over the 1-6-2 progression. Enjoy this. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bijan Tagavi here. Thanks so much for checking out this sample clip from my exclusive lesson library for my private correspondence students. to come on board, email me. We can set up a free Zoom session. I can tell you all about it. Or click on the link in the description below to read more about my personalized correspondence lessons. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithms.